Hello everybody and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from just a regular dude, where I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, and I also review YouTube channels. And basically, I just do, say it with me, whatever the hell I want. Today I'm doing top 5 terrifying occult mysteries. I'm absolutely fascinated with the occult. That's some creepy stuff in my opinion. But let's check this out. Let me get my headphones on. And we'll start this right now.
Throughout history, the occult has served as a foil to the societal norm of dogmatic religion and prescribed spiritualism. Often associated with primal worship, witchcraft and ancient ritualistic practice, the occult is a word shrouded by a veil of secrecy that humanity has time and time again, through forbidden literature and lost arts, attempted to peel back. Hello horror fans, and once again welcome back to the scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos, the place where no stone is left unturned in the frightful world of horror fiction and fandom. As always, I'll be your spirit guide Jack Finch, as today we curiously take a look at the top 5 terrifying occult mysteries. Kicking off at number 5, the Dyatlov Pass incident, which is perhaps one of the most unexplainable mysteries of the modern era as far as intention goes. Granted, I will admit that the Dyatlov Pass incident may not necessarily be explained by an act of the occult, the most likely explanation being a logical yet tragically coincidental accident, but you've got to admit the red flags are there. On January 25th, 1959, 9 Russian students...
There is some really weird stuff with it. I mean, the way these people were found and with their bodies and everything, but I don't think it's anything to do with the occult. I think it's maybe extraterrestrial or something like that. Let's continue.
Set out on a journey across the Otorten mountain range, nestled deep in the northern Urals. They would never be seen alive again. Their tent was originally found by a search party after they'd been missing for over a month. It was found on the uppermost slope of Kholat Syakhl, or Mountain of the Dead in the native language of northern Siberia. All 9 of the students were seasoned hikers and skiers, yet the scene told a different story. Their bodies were found scattered in various bizarre spots around the tent's location. Some of them had burrowed up to 15 feet beneath the snow. Most of them were naked with a string of bewildering anomalies. One of them, Lyudmila Dubinia, was missing her tongue and eyes. Others had broken bones and massive internal trauma, but perplexingly no external injuries, not even a scratch. Whatever happened on the Mountain of the Dead remains shrouded in mystery. Coming in next at number 4.
That is really weird. I mean, missing your tongue and different, shit, that's just some creepy shit. There had to be more to it than they just got lost.
The San Francisco satanic beheading. On the 8th of February 1989, a homeless man, Leroy Carter Jr., was sleeping rough in the Golden Gate Park of San Francisco. That night he was brutally attacked and murdered. After the authorities arrived on the scene the next morning, they discovered that his head had been cut off. Not only that, but it was nowhere to be found. They scoured the crime scene, but it had appeared that the head was missing. Bizarrely, perhaps the only clue at the crime scene was a headless chicken, which had been partly stuffed into Leroy Carter Jr.'s neck. The San Francisco police were baffled. They called in a specialist, Officer Sandy Gallant, who had built her career around occult crimes. From the beginning, she realized that the murder was perhaps related to a ritual involved in Palo Mayombe, a black magic offshoot of the religion Santeria. Their intention was to make a ritualized brew from Leroy Carter's brain. Strangely enough though, she also predicted that the head would be returned to the crime scene after 42 days, in completion of the ritual. Well, lo and behold, right on schedule, the head was returned exactly 42 days later. However, no one had taken Officer Sandy Gallant seriously, and no one was watching the crime scene to make an arrest. The ritualistic murderer escaped justice, and the case remains unsolved to this day. Next up at number 3, Pauline Picard. And This story is crazy, and we're going all the way back to April 1922 in the rural area of Brittany, France. On one fateful day, little Pauline Picard, who was just 2 years old at the time, disappeared from her family's farm. No one had seen her wander off, and seemingly she had vanished without a trace. All search parties failed to find her, yet strangely enough, a few days later local police received news that a little girl who matched exactly the description of Pauline Picard had been found alone wandering around the town of Cherbourg, which was over 300 kilometers away. Pauline's mother identified her via photograph, and the police were satisfied that it was the same girl. I know, right? This case is absolutely insane, but hold on, because it gets weirder. Because about a month later, a farmer that was walking near the Picard farm stumbled upon the last thing that anybody expected to find. It was the mutilated and decomposing body of a young girl, perhaps 2 years old. Next to her was a pile of neatly folded clothes. When the townspeople arrived, Pauline's parents included, they discovered that the folded clothes were the exact same ones that Pauline had been wearing on the day that she disappeared. It was thought by police that the body had been deliberately placed. The crime scene was pristine. Even weirder though, I told you guys, was the fact that the skull of an adult male had been placed next to the body. If that was Pauline's body, then who was the other kid? What happened to Pauline? And what the hell is going on with that mysterious skull? Well, no one knows, and the strange case of little Pauline Picard remains France's greatest unsolved mystery. Swinging in next at number 2, Jeannette DePalma. On the chilly afternoon of Monday, August 7th, 1972, 16-year-old Jeannette DePalma left her house in Springfield Township, New Jersey, to meet a friend, let her mother know that she was taking the train on the way. She was never seen alive again. After her disappearance, her parents filed a missing person report with the Springfield police, but the case went cold. That is until 6 weeks later, on September 19th, when the skeletal remains of Jeannette DePalma were found at the top of Springfield's Houdale quarry. This is where things get weird and raises the question of a potential fault in the police investigation. According to several witnesses, her remains were surrounded by a pattern of strange occultist objects, adorned into a coffin-shaped parameter of wicker branches and small wooden makeshift symbols. It is claimed by some residents of Springfield that this pattern was in actual fact a pentagram. Jeannette DePalma's autopsy did not reveal a cause of death, although the coroner suspected strangulation. Even more bizarrely were the high amounts of lead found in her body, yet no explanation for this was given either. Eventually the case went cold, and the tragic murder of Jeannette DePalma remains a mystery to this day. And finally, at our number 1 spot.
Yeah, it's really creepy, this occult stuff, because you never know who might be involved in that. This could be your next door neighbor. It could be somebody living down the street, you know, somebody you just passed by in the store. It's pretty creepy.
Bella in the Witch Elm. Who put Bella down the Witch Elm is a common question asked in the West Midlands area of Hagley near Birmingham. I've seen it myself, often written in scrawling graffiti on brick walls. It's a mystery that has perplexed the Midlands for over half a century, yet still remains to be answered. On April the 18th, 1943, 4 young boys went poaching in the woods of the Hagley Hall estate, thinking they'd find some bird nests ripe for picking. After climbing a witch elm tree, the then 15-year-old Bob Farmer made a much more gruesome discovery. Inside the hollow opening of the tree's trunk, wedged tightly inside, were the skeletal remains of a woman, entirely complete save for one missing hand. Police were dispatched to the scene and found it exactly as described. Later, buried near the tree, they found the woman's severed hand along with several items of clothing believed to belong to her. Locals dubbed her Bella, and rumours stirred of a witch's coven, black magic and occultist execution. Police investigation later discovered that the woman, who was believed to be between 35 and 40, had been placed into the tree's hollow while still warm, where she had remained hidden for at least 18 months. Nothing else is known about Bella and how she ended up in the Witch Elm, and it remains one of England's most terrifying occult mysteries. Well, there we have it, folks. Cheers.
That's pretty weird. This channel's called Top 5 Scary Videos. I like this channel. I think it's pretty cool. But I'm going to put the link to it down in the description so you can check it out. And time for the joke of the day. How do you get a nun pregnant? Dress her up like an altar boy. Anyways, that's the video for today. Like, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And I will see you next time.